Okay, so a couple of things. One thing, we've been playing with the lights in here. I don't know whether I said this the other day. Um, because right now the lights are just bare bulbs up on the ceiling here, and they really wash everything out. So I'm going to turn the ceiling lights off. And the lighting here now is not, it's not right. It's not great. But at least I think it's a little better than it was before. It's way too dark back here, but at least I don't look completely washed out.
Mhm. Just a question on my lighting. I'm
Yeah,
trying to, especially now that it's like really the sun is shining.
right.
Do you see me better? Like,
Yeah, it's better, Jill. It's definitely better. It's a little bit like the problem we've got though. There's a lot of light coming down, and it creates shadows that go down, which are sort of
not
not
appealing.
the most pleasant. I mean, this lighting is not very good, so we're going to work on it. But Jack's lighting is very similar. So Jack's very washed out. Catherine's lighting is a little better. It just seems. Catherine, do you have a window over to your left? Yeah.
I have
So
windows, yeah, on
yeah,
my left.
she's getting natural light from the side, and that always seems a little bit better. Jack, I'm going to guess you actually have a window to your right, though, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, there are no lights on. This is just sunlight, but it's really washed out.
Yeah. So we're gonna we've actually got I forget what we've got one of those solar tubes in the ceiling, but I've got it covered over because when you uncover it, it's so bright when it comes down, it just again it washes everything out. So what I'm gonna try to do, and maybe I'll take an hour this afternoon and try to do it, is create a hatch uh, with a white surface that will reflect, and I can drop the hatch open a couple inches, and I'm hoping it will light up that back wall, and then we'll adjust the lighting so our faces don't look quite so dramatic. Um, Ran when we were doing Qigong this morning. Ran calls it spooky Qigong because it's kind of spooky looking in here right now. I like that spooky Qigong. Okay, second thing. I was going to do an introductory thing on silk reeling today, but once I actually sketched out what I wanted to do, I realized it's probably going to take me a couple of weeks to create everything that needs to get created to do that. So in the meantime, I think what we should do is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll just lead you through silk reeling. We'll just do silk reeling. Not worry about what it is exactly we're doing, but just get familiar with doing it. We've done it in the past before, but I think this will kind of help, and it will also. See, I've got 25 exercises listed here. That's what I printed those off and I've got them here. And we're probably going to have to whittle those down. I don't think we can do all 25 exercises in an hour. We'd have to do them awful fast. Um, so today we'll only get about half of them done. We'll see what goes on Thursday. Anyway, we'll just do this for a couple of weeks and get used to it, and that'll give me some time to create this introductory thing. And then we'll do the introductory thing. And I hope the whole point of doing that is to really root you in the idea of what this is actually all about and how you do it. Catherine, you were here on Sunday for the Tai Chi class. We actually got into it quite a bit then. So that's a big piece of what we're going to do. We're going to talk about is the Chi path. Hold on a minute, guys. The next door neighbors is revving up his engines here. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, I'm going to turn the light back on. It's too dark. Too dark for you guys. Okay. Head turns. And center and head rolls. And down the center and reverse. And down to center and back up. Shoulder reels. And reverse. And the other side. And reverse. And alternates. And reverse. And double. And reverse. Elbows. And reverse. And the other side. And reverse. And alternates. And reverse. And double. And reverse. So back in the old days, when I was training, at this point we would do some elbow strikes. Mhm. On each side and double and everything. But those are a little bit more energetic. So what I'm going to do is break this sequence into two sequences. One is going to be a little more user friendly, like what we were just doing. So it's really a warm up routine for Tai Chi as a martial art. What you're learning with what you will be learning with silk reeling is how to activate your inner tornado. All right, and then there's another sequence that includes a lot of Fa Jin. Fa Jin is explosive energy, right? But that's much more vigorous. It's not a relaxing morning routine to wake you up. It's like joining the Marines or something, and we can do that at some point. But I don't think it's a routine that most people are going to want to do most of the time. Anyway, you also may notice that we're starting high in the body and going to gradually work down, all the way down to the ankles. That's the way it goes. So the idea is to work through the joints, working through every joint in the body until you get down to the ankles themselves. All right, so the next exercise, we've done the shoulder and the elbow. Now we're going to do the wrist. Watch this. And reverse. All right, and the other side. And reverse. Double. And reverse. Alternates. And the other side. And good. Stretch the wrists. Bring your elbow as close to your midline as you can. Mine doesn't go very close anymore. And the other side. And reverse. And the other side. And relax your wrists. Arm rails. Reverse. And the other side. And reverse. Reverse. Let's do golden rooster. So I'm not going to stop and explain how to do any of these. We're going to go through this whole series in great detail. But hopefully you can recognize some of these movements just from the form. Yes? And they're all taken out of the forms. If you think of a Tai Chi form, like the 24 we're working on, as a macromolecule, it's like a DNA molecule. It's really big and it's really complex. But you can break it down into the individual moves. All right? And each individual move, and those could be like atoms, or rather like single molecules, like amino acids. And then you can take the amino acids and you can break them down to the atomic level. That's what we're doing right now, right? So a move like 6 sealing and 4 closing, right? That's an atom. 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 So you can break that molecule down into 5 separate atoms. And then each part of the atoms also has some atomic particles. That's what we're practicing right now, are the subatomic particles that go together to make atoms, that go together to make molecules, that go together to make macromolecules. That's honestly exactly how it works. So we're doing actually really well time-wise. We got about 10 minutes left here, and we're probably going to get a good halfway through this. So that's better than I thought maybe we would do. However, when we get to the discussion part and we break all these things down and really talk about what you're doing, I'm looking at the chart right now. It's going to take a little bit more than a little more time, quite a bit more time. All right, lazy dragon. And the other side. And double. And the other side. And good. Okay, so that's pretty good. We got through probably 60% of it. So you may notice this is much more rigorous than, say, Feng Zhong Gong or Huanyan Qigong. You should work up a light sweat when you do this. Shouldn't be a heavy sweat, but it should be sort of light. I did them pretty fast today, but that's actually sort of how you do them. Folks think that Tai Chi is always slow. That's just not true. Some of the forms are slow. Those are the ones you usually see. Some of them are fast. All right? This routine supports those faster forms. It's a great routine for your body. However, you have to get into it slowly. All right? So just remember when you're doing these, don't do any of these exercises if it's going to bother your knees or your lower back. If I'm moving too fast, it's okay for you to move a little slower. You just do these the way that work for you. And we'll do it like this for a couple weeks so you get used to this, and then we'll slow everything down and go through these moves one by one by one. So for instance, the head turn. That ought to be the simplest thing in the world, right? You're turning your head. But what are you doing inside? What's happening with your energy body? it's not obvious. All right. I'm going to explain it and either grab Annie or maybe Kevin will come up or something and I'll show you the actual application. But there's something very specific that you do with your daimai and also with your chest daimai, right? So we'll go all through those in great detail. This is a great series. It's really the series that supports Tai Chi. It's great for your body, but just get into it relatively slowly. Any questions? Okay. Let's meet again on Thursday, and let's meet a little earlier. I'm speaking to myself. So instead of starting at 1/4 the hour, let's start at 5 past the hour. That should give us enough time to pretty well do the whole series. Jill, did you have a question? Okay. All right, guys, have yourselves a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.